what can't I do with my 9mm that you can do with your big old 10mm? You know, like, why is it necessary to upgrade?
I shot a bear in my hammock that had tore my tarp.
You're
JJ,
like a meat sack.
This close to a bear
Yeah.
that is over
You're a
6
bait
feet tall.
station.
Exactly. Yeah, the bait burrito.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
what are we talking about?
I have a 9mm.
Okay.
Like, all my pistols are 9mm. I don't like to buy. I don't want to have more calibers in my repertoire.
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
the same way.
I want just a few. I shoot 12 gauge 22 long rifle, 9mm, and like 30-06 223 or 5.56, whatever. That's
It is a 223.
Yeah, pretty much it. That's
Right.
what I've got. I don't want to have to like go buy more
Specialty
varieties
rounds
of stuff. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want a 10mm in my life unless I need it for something.
Yeah, I agree.
What can't I do with my 9mm that you can do with your big old 10mm? You know, like, why is it necessary to upgrade?
Well,
if you call it an upgrade,
I can
if you
think
want
of
to call
a
it
story
an upgrade.
right now.
Give me the story.
Yeah, so I'll give you the short version, which sounds really cool, and then I'll give you the actual version that does. I'm not so cool.
I want to hear the one where you sound like an idiot. That's my favorite part.
All right. Well, the short story for the audience is I shot a bear in my hammock that had tore my tarp.
Bear coming into camp.
Literally,
you're
JJ,
like a meat sack.
This close to a bear
Yeah.
that is over
You're a
6
bait
feet tall.
station.
Exactly. Yeah, the bait burrito.
In a hammock.
While I was sleeping in a hammock.
Bear comes in, rips away your tarp.
And I shot him straight
and
in the
you
face.
shot a bear in
The face.
the moneymaker.
It sounds cool, but this is what really happened.
What actually happened?
Yeah, so now for context, this was a long time ago when I was nuisance hunting. This is before SAR or any of that stuff.
Okay.
Like, I was a pretty accomplished hunter at that point, but I definitely, if I knew what I know now, back then, this would have been a different story.
Okay.
So what it was I was working a property that was 1,000 acres, and 250 acres of that was a golf course, and I was nuisance hunting because there's so many animals that tear up the golf course, right? People don't think about, like, foxes. They'll go to a green and you've got that bent grass Crenshaw and all that sand under it. They love to bury stuff.
Stash
on
their
the
stuff
greens.
there.
Yeah. And a typical green is somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000. So imagine a whole wild pack of hogs coming and tearing up.
Oh my gosh, that would suck.
On a golf course.
Yeah, they would rip it to pieces in one night.
And there's other things too that are just annoying, like geese. For example, they crap everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, that's a lot of money, and people don't realize it. They think, you know, you're killing these poor animals by the hundreds or whatever, but like, she had gardens as big as your yard, and the hogs could come in one night and destroy all of that.
Wow.
You know, so think about that.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's why people nuisance hunt.
Yeah, I never really thought about, like, hogs on a golf course. I've seen what hogs do to a field, like just like my field. I've seen that, and overnight they could just like till up the whole thing.
The whole thing.
And imagine that on like on the 19th
hole.
Now
imagine 30 hogs.
Oh man,
you know, doing that.
That would be expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what my job was, and that's the way that I paid my way. I actually had a trailer that was on the property, and my rent was paid for me hunting the property to make sure that didn't happen.
Right.
So. Most of the time I would hunt at night, because on a golf course you can't do it during the day.
Right.
There's people out there and their carts.
It's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon. People don't like that, you know? So when they're...
I'm just thinking of Caddyshack, where he's hunting.
Oh yeah, that's like a huge joke. That's a huge joke in the industry. But I'm telling you, as a hunter, like, being on a golf course is like a dream.
Yeah.
Right? Because we used to have these Toro Workmans in the shop. They were electric. They're really powerful. They have a dump bed on them.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine hunting and you have miles and miles
of
open space and concrete
stealth
to
driving.
Yeah, talk about being stealthy.
That is cool.
Yeah, no, it is so cool.
I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I'm a golfer.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty legit. I think I shot a 150.
Okay.
Which is
how under or over par is that?
It's a lot.
Yeah. On 9 holes. Not 18? Oh, wow.
No.
That changes
But anyway,
things.
I'm pretty good. And I was thinking when I was out on the golf course with my brother not too long ago, I thought, wow, this would be the coolest shooting range ever.
Oh, it is.
I mean, you could see 400
Imagine
yards,
hiding
500 yards.
in the bunkers
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, it'd be so fun.
Yeah, it's so
Anyway,
cool.
back to the story. Sorry.
Yeah, so what it is hogs are a lot like turkeys. I know you like to do a lot of turkey hunting,
Love it.
right?
Favorite thing.
So you know how turkeys, when you're stalking them, they can stay like 25 to 50 yards ahead
They
of you?
know the range of the choke that you have.
They know exactly how far ahead of you to be.
45 yards.
That's the exact same thing with hogs.
Yeah.
They're sprinters. They don't run marathons, right? So they'll sprint 30 miles an hour, literally, but they can only do it for like 25 to 50 yards.
Wow, okay.
Right, at a time.
Yeah.
So that's what was happening to me is I was pushing some hogs because they had winded me.
Okay.
And what happened was I got to the back side of the property and there was this wedge in the property. And so the adjoining property right here was about 600 acres and I had permission to be on that property. But they were right in the triangle where I couldn't get.
Oh.
You know, it's stereotypical, like when you get to a line on a, you know, wherever it is that you're hunting.
Some other private land.
They
or
always
something.
go onto the land that you can't access. And so I knew it's over. Like I'm going to have to go back. So, you know, it takes me a while because I had started hunting. This was in late fall. It was right before December. I remember that because it was cold at night, but it wasn't like freezing cold at night. And so what I would typically do is I would camp somewhere, you know, 100, 200 yards from the golf course. And sometimes you get lucky, like, you know, right at daybreak, you know. So I thought I'll go back, I'll set up camp, and it was right in a funnel. And I was thinking the hogs were going to come in the funnel, but guess what else uses funnels?
Bears.
Bears use funnels. And the thing is, I had gotten this bear on the game camera, but it was only sporadic. Bears really, it's kind of hard to pattern a bear actually. And what the bear loved were these metal trash cans on the golf course, right? Because they would have beer in them all day and the food from the cart girls or whatever else people bring.
Half of a hot dog.
And I imagine he was just mad because there wasn't the food and the beer in the trash can, and he would destroy these trash cans on the golf course or whatever. That was just like his MO on the golf course or whatever. I forgot about the bear temporarily. I just wasn't thinking about it. So I go to sleep, and I was on Polecat Mountain, which is a lot like your terrain here. So it's pretty steep. And that's why I always used a hammock, was because I could sleep in like weird places or whatever. And so I had tied off I had an E&O back then, and I had a smaller E&O tarp that went with it. I was carrying my first AK. It was a Norinco, a Chinese AK. And most people say, that was the best AK you ever had, why'd you get rid of it? That thing was a piece of junk. All right, I didn't know anything about AKs at that time in my life. It was just like, I've got an AK.
Yeah.
How cool is that? You know, like I'm a man.
Were you wearing the tracksuit?
No, I wasn't wearing the tracksuit back then.
It probably would have worked better. If
I know.
Yeah.
If I had known that.
Yeah, carry on.
But this thing would trigger slap your hand, and there would be blood
Wow.
blisters on your hand. It was so bad.
Wow, yeah.
It hurt to shoot the gun,
that's
actually.
retarded, yeah.
And sometimes it would just burst fire at random.
Well, that's
2
fun.
shots,
That's
3
exciting.
shots.
You know, that's exciting. Yeah.
You know, real safe.
I like that.
Weapon to have. But anyway, that's what I was carrying. And there weren't like all the accessories that we have today. So I had to just take a flashlight, and I took some foam from a battery tray, and I took some military duct tape and just duct taped the light on there.
Yeah.
And it was one of those old school stream lights, the Stingers. Has a pretty big head on it. I would say like 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
And then the body is about 1 inch,
Yeah.
I guess. But the thing is, the switch is on the head. It's not on the tail cap.
Okay.
You know, like we're used to our lights having a switch on the tail cap
Right.
or a pressure pad when we're shooting.
Sure.
Back then, we didn't have that stuff, you know, so that's what I was doing.
So you had to turn the head?
No, you actually had to push a button that was on the head.
Oh, like a
itself.
mag light kind of thing, like up front.
Yeah, same kind of principle,
Yeah, yeah.
but just on a stream light.
Yeah.
And back then, those were the bomb. I mean, they were so bright. They were incandescent bulbs, but still, you could see so much better with one of those back then. So I had one on the light. It was a white light. And then I had another Stinger that I had taken, you know, some tape that you use for taillights that are cracked, and basically made a lens filter for the handheld one. That way I could move through the woods and not disrupt my eyesight, right? And then when I could flood the field and shoot with the AK.
Got it.
You know. So anyway, that's the way I had it set up. And you know how sometimes when we set up our hammocks, we'll cut branches on trees and you hang like your bag, your rifle off of something, just to keep everything off of the ground, right? And actually, the gun that you shot, the 10 mil, the 29, I actually had that gun with me, but it wasn't mine at the time. I actually bought that gun from the guy after this story happened or whatever.
It had to be yours.
Yeah, so we didn't have the cool holsters and all the gear that we have now.
Yeah.
It was something like a Uncle Mike's.
Yeah, like your nylon Velcro deal.
Whatever it was, you know, I don't remember exactly what it was, but
slick.
What I would do at night is I would hang everything on the tree and I would get in the hammock and I would lay the gun in my lap, right? And here's where it starts to get interesting or whatever. So I eventually fall asleep. And what I had done is I had taken my pants off because my pants were really dirty that day. And I had been sweating like really bad and it was cold. So I had brought the hammock or the tarp down pretty low onto the hammock to try to like trap as much heat as I could. And I hung my pants on the right side of the tree. And this is a pretty important piece of the story or whatever. So I hang my pants and the extra mag is in my pants. Okay. So I'm laying there and I wake up to the huffing.
Oh yeah.
Right, you know, like stereotypical bear stuff. Yeah. You know, and so you immediately get an adrenaline dump, you know, because you hear it.
In the darkness.
In the darkness on a mountain. It's really close to me.
Yeah.
And you know those sounds that they make when they're like announcing their presence, and then you know the sounds they make when they're trying to intimidate you.
Yeah.
All right, so it's got that moan, growl, roar thing going on. And so I very carefully got out, or I sat up in the hammock, right? So the tree is like right over here, and the tarp is like right in front of me. I mean, it's like this close to me, right? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get the gun out, and I realize, where's my flashlight? Right, so my handheld flashlight had rolled underneath me, but I was nervous.
To get it.
And trying to figure out where the daggone flashlight was. Because I had my patrol bag, my MSS, my military sleep system, right? That's what I was in. And it just, I don't know, I couldn't feel it or whatever. And I'm feeling around, and the noises are getting worse and worse and worse. And he's bluff charging me.
Oh, wow.
But I can't see him.
In the darkness.
In the dark, right? So I try to get the flashlight, and I finally grab the flashlight, and I'm sitting literally just like this. And you know how you would normally bring the flashlight up like this and shoot with the gun?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Okay.
All right, because he rips the tarp.
Yeah.
And it's literally like one of these numbers. And
Danger close.
I try to do this, but the flashlight is backwards. So I immediately break contact and just start shooting like this. And so in my mind, I thought I was doing some John Wick stuff, but it really looked like I was a 5-year-old trying to shoot with two pistols.
Falling.
With the thing. Now, here's the thing. I shot 10 times and loaded the mag completely, okay? How many times do you think I hit the bear?
Maybe 1.
4 times.
Oh, okay.
I hit the bear 4 times.
Wow.
2 to the face.
That's pretty good in the dark.
1 in the top of the shoulder. See, I couldn't see the bear. Like I was just, it was that close to me or whatever, right? So, and then 1 time in the paw.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was total luck. I'm just firing at the thing, trying to figure out, you know.
Could you see the bear in the muzzle flash?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So bright.
Yeah.
And I had a no ear pro.
Right.
But the thing is, I had so much adrenaline, I didn't even notice that at the time.
Yeah.
Well, I have the wherewithal to drop the mag out of the gun because it's in lockback.
Yeah.
And I realize I need the other mag because he's doing the, you know how like when you shoot a deer and it does the shutter flip-flop thing?
Yeah.
And they're not really vocal when that's happening because they're dying is what's happening. But in my mind, he needed to be shot again. Right? You know? Because I have had to go up behind them and separate the spine from the brain just to make sure they're dead. So I reached for my pants and I thought that I was grabbing the mag, but I was grabbing the mag that was in the pants pocket.
Okay.
So the pants came with me.
Got it.
And I slipped and fell because I was in the sleeping bag.
You're still in the sleeping bag at this moment.
Standing in the sleeping bag.
Standing in the sleeping bag.
You know, like when you stand up and your sleeping bag falls down.
No pants on. tangled up around your ankle sleeping bag.
So I slip and fall
Yep.
while homeboy is flipping
right
next to me.
Wow.
You can imagine the panic.
Yeah.
Like
All this is
one day
happening really
when we're
fast.
in heaven and we're watching the big screen,
I
it
wanna
will be
watch this.
a great laugh.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I finally get there. I finally get it in the mag, but I closed the slide before I got the mag into the
nothing
mag
in
well.
the chamber. Yeah.
So I go up behind him and click.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I finally chambered another round and boom.
Yeah.
Shot him.
And then the adrenaline, after the adrenaline dump, you're probably like,
Dude, no, I was high for a long time after that.
I bet.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But that's one instance where I can think of having a 10 millimeter actually helped because I was firing so many. Imagine if you did that with a 9. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking 220 grain, underwood ammo.
Yeah.
Hard cast.
Yeah.
Thank God I hit him twice in the face.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, one of those was not effective because it hit him right here and it came out right behind the ear. It didn't even penetrate.
Right.
Just because of the angle, I guess, that I was shooting
And
at.
if you were using a lesser caliber.
Yeah. And the other shot actually knocked out, it shot him through the mouth. And knocked out his front teeth right here. This whole part of it was destroyed.
That was probably the one.
That was probably the one that did the damage. Because the other one went into the shoulder, and he had to have been like this for me to shoot in a downward angle.
Yeah.
Messed up his scapula really bad, you know. Separated his shoulder when I shot. And then a paw shot.
I've never shot a bear before. I've thought about it. I've been in deer stands watching bear eat all of the corn or something like that.
Because there's so many up here.
Yeah, they're everywhere. There's more bears, I think, than deer in the Cohotas. I'm pretty sure, actually.
Well, they say somewhere between, 5,000 and 8,000
a lot.
that are up here?
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. And when the bears are around, you don't see the deer.
Right.
So, yeah, I've thought about it. I just never pulled the trigger on one. I watched a bear one time eat 2.5 gallons of dried corn. 2.5 gallons.
Destroy it, too.
Just took him like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just downed it, just
ate all the bait.
Just slowly eating all of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, that's one time I can think of though where a 10 actually mattered. I've had several over the course of my hunting. One time with a cougar, one time with a hog.
Right.
And I've actually told the cougar story. I actually have pictures and video from that incident or whatever.
Here in Georgia?
Yeah, down in Troop, Georgia. I was hunting down there. Guys had told me about a scratching post. And, you know, like when you go to a trophy club, all the guys talk so much, you know, and I was like, whatever, I'm going to go check this out. And it's in the middle of a huge property because that's paper country. So 2,500 acres, 5,000 acres,
pines,
1,500
as far
acres.
As you could see.
Yeah, and mixed hardwoods as well. And so I had to go way off the map to get to where these guys, but I had to go see it, you know, because I was like, there's no cougars here in Georgia.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, but there are.
There are.
There absolutely are. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, 10 mil, that's why I carry it.
If you carry a firearm and discharge your weapon in self-defense, you could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees and expenses. So carry the protection of CCW Safe, Self-Defense Legal Services membership. Upfront payment of all criminal and civil defense costs with no out-of-pocket for members.